What can I say this morning for my sports channel? Anyways, I was gonna do some highlights, but I figure I'm about to get this off my chest right away. It has to do with Sidney Crosby. Okay, now while I appreciate why I like Sidney Crosby and I like his playing ability, I just find him to be very overrated as a player. I mean, he can skate and he can shoot well and deke out a few people, but what else can he do? Now, he played very well in the Olympic tournament. He scored a goal against Sweden, but I was just wondering why they didn't put in, the coaches of Team Canada didn't put in PK Subban. Now, PK Subban, at times, he has his flaws, but I would have to say that he is a way better player than Sidney Crosby. So, not only can he shoot well and score, he can skate and he can forecheck very well, since he's a defenseman for the Montreal Canadiens. Now, I think he's a better player than Sidney Crosby. Now, what has Sidney Crosby done? Sure, he can skate. He has won a Stanley Cup, but I just find him to be very overrated and overhyped. The media makes him bigger than he really is. Turns him to be bigger than he is. Sorry, I was going to say that. But what has he done all season? This whole season, besides win a gold medal for Team Canada. I find him to be overrated. If you look at it, Jonathan Toews should have gotten the MVP or something, because he's done way more. He has played well defensively for Team Canada. He has skated well, better, and he's skated a lot faster than Sidney Crosby. He's done a lot. Jonathan Toews has done a lot. He's done way more than Sidney Crosby has done. Of course, he has 2 Stanley Cups to compare to one for Sidney Crosby. Jonathan Toews was all over the place during that Team Canada tournament. And even though he didn't score any goals, he's done way more than Sidney Crosby. But yet the media makes Sidney Crosby to be the golden boy of hockey. But I think Jonathan Toews and PK Subban, who should have been in that lineup, are way better players than Sidney Crosby. And I don't think Sidney Crosby has the mental toughness or the psychological toughness of PK Subban or Jonathan Toews put together. But I don't know why the media tends to hype up Sidney Crosby. And I even spoke about this to a guy who delivers the fuel at the gas bar. And he agrees with me that Sidney Crosby is way overrated. I'm not going to lie, he can score goals, but what else can he do on the ice? And of course, I don't know, I heard this from another guy. He told me that he's a crybaby. And he complains a lot, too. That doesn't go well with the coaches or with other players. Mike Babcock was struggling to find lines to work with Sidney Crosby. He had a tough time with that until the final game, the gold medal game against Sweden, which I would have thought that PK Subban would play. I just find him to be a better player than Sidney Crosby. He is way overrated, Sidney Crosby. And hopefully Sidney Crosby can change his ways on the ice. besides scoring goals and deking out a whole lot of people, a lot of players, I mean. He's just overhyped. I mean, most of the media make your players bigger than life, and they tend to hyperextend or overhype a lot of their players. A lot of hockey players, who are about average. I thought I'd get that off my chest. Thank you.